Thank you. Vice Chair Bertulis.
Thank you. Well, I, on the other hand, think that this is exactly where mixed use should go. As we discussed in crafting 2035, the planning document for the city now, we looked at different areas, and this was exactly where a mixed use would fit. It's highly commercial. There is residential adjacent, but it's in an area where it has like a village feel, like Mr. Prescott was saying. It's walkable. It's just 13 units. It's not like it's a huge, apartment building. It's 13 units with retail underneath. I think this is exactly where something like this needs to go. It's a big transportation corridor, Olive and Verdugo. Everything intersects there. The high school is right there. The park. There's medical across the street. There's all the restaurants. There's a 7-Eleven, a McDonald's. I mean, I think it's a really good place to have mixed use. What I do think that could protect the neighborhood a little more is the no or right turn only out of the parking lot. I think that would be a really good protection for the neighborhood, especially since the Fresh and Easy is right across the street, and just to help with that traffic coming out of that driveway. And I personally frequent that shopping center and the one across the street. I mean, we've seen how the parking requirement in those different shopping centers has worked. I've been there at various times of the day, night, evening, Lens Crafters and Fresh and Easy, and across the street at CVS, all of that stuff. And it does seem to work with even less spaces than this. So I think that the 4 per 1,000, I don't think that it's a bad ratio. I think that the traffic can be helped, protecting the neighborhood with the right turn only. I think the 20-foot landscape buffer is a great buffer to have between the commercial and the residential directly behind it. But we have to remember that residential is also in an R2 zone. So they could have more than one home on those lots behind there. So this is just, you're on a commercial strip, you've got the R2 buffer, and then you get into the R1. So that's kind of how the plan was designed, and that's how I think this fits right in. So that's where I'm headed. Thank you.
Thank you. Board Member Jake.
And I, too, have to echo your feelings about this. From our previous discussions, our previous meeting with the discussions we had on Riverside Drive with Lemonade and Cinema Secrets, I kind of had the same feeling, but this place is even better because it's a mixed-use type of situation, and we'll be able to provide housing, which is very important and part of our Burbank 35 plan, and also revitalizing that area. So I definitely agree with the whole neighborhood feel, and it becomes a little village and a place where people can be a little bit more walkable. Also, with the revitalization, I think it's very important that aesthetically it's very pleasing. It might even promote a little bit more redevelopment, maybe taking some of the older buildings and revitalizing them as well, not tearing them down, but making them useful again and updating for other businesses. So this could be sort of a little stepping stone to bring the rest of the area up. And so I am in full agreement of that. Now, I do know that people have commented about traffic and that situation, and yes, things have changed over the past couple of years with going to just 2 lanes on Verdugo. And I've been in the street there many times where I'm behind a traffic light and I'm behind many cars, and sometimes I go, whoa, I wonder if I'm going to get through the traffic light. And surprisingly, I do. I think that the city has done a very good job of signal management, and that I'm surprised at how many cars can get through the traffic, through the intersection without any incident. And so I believe that this is not going to be detrimental to the traffic flow. And I do also agree with addressing the issue of making a right turn on Reese out of the parking garage. So I agree with the findings as well. So thank you.